Hello and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. My name is Seth, and in our last episode we managed to get a probe into Kerbin orbit and safely returned for some juicy science. And so since then we've decided to launch a probe for Kerbin polar orbit to try to get magnetometer scans and to do a ScanSat altimeter reading. We've researched stability to give us fairings and launch clamps. So got the radial decouplers as well. So and we also ended up with we got the decouplers last time. So it was the difference here was the stability to give us the fairings. We have built a new rocket called the Hercules 2, which has an interesting little design. It's not quite finished, but as you can see it's got the same lower stage as the Hercules, and the two cargo bays for the probe and the magnetometer and the ScanSat radar altimetry sensor up here with some solar panels. So the only concern I have with this is it may not have enough delta V. I think it will. It will be close, but let's have a look. So let's throw a few launch clamps on here, and you can see that I put in the payload truss and offset it so that I could fit the magnetometer in there, and the ScanSat, and I've got the fairing here which I'm still yet to build, and I'm just going to throw on antenna for short range. Tell you what, let's turn on the game audio again because I tend to forget that. As long as you guys can hear me, alright? That's the main thing, right? Yeah. The Communitron. Transmission cost 0.05 EC, 8 kilobits per second. And EC, so it's twice as quick. It's also a lot smaller. I mean, C is 32, so that's, again, it's just as efficient. It goes further though. 2,000 meters, 2 million meters, sorry, 5. Yeah, look, we should be fine. We should be fine with that. Now let's have a look at my mean time between failure. Malfunctions 5, malfunctions a year. Do have good redundancy. That's a bonus, I guess, so long as it's not the engines. If I increase this, it rapidly starts taking away from my my delta V, doesn't it? It really does. Rings don't have reliability. It's mainly just the solar panels that I think are going to be my concern. If I bring up the bring up and stay up, bring up the reliability and change the, you can see that it drops, but it's really gonna affect my mass. But I mean, this is gonna stay up there for quite a while. I do have redundancy. I don't have a redundant controller though. So maybe it's worth, I don't know. Yeah, look, I think we can probably survive with, if we just make the probe a high quality probe. The solar panels, we've got enough, we can cover that. Communitron doesn't matter, I can survive that. Get around that. Okay, so I think that's pretty much about that. We're going to build this fairing, double check the staging, and off we go. So, aim shot deploy, of course. Four-sided symmetry. stage. Have to get out to get past that first bit, don't I? Okay, so here we go. Looks like a lawn dart. Do our staging. That. So, go away, thank you. Go away. Done with you. Okay. So we've got the first engine, release clamps, second stage, bearings. Okay. I've already time warped, so let's do it. So I'll polar orbit to try to get ScanSat science and magnetometer scans from around Kerbin. Let's see what can happen. Because we do have plenty of science, we can always get more parts if need be, but I think for the time being this should suffice. So SAS on, throttle off, throttle up, halfway, and off we go. Nice smooth launch there. Fairly stable. I did hide, we'll just go into my rocket for a moment. So we've got the, I don't know if we're going to be able to see it, maybe not, the inside that first cargo bay we've got the probe core, we've got the batteries, and on top of the probe core, still in that cargo bay, we've got the SAS module. And then the cargo bay above that, we've only got the magnetometer on the truss. Okay, so we're actually picking up speed. Ooh, we're going way too quick. Not paying attention, so we're yeah, we're definitely starting to waste fuel. Start doing my turn. We're going to turn northwards, just because. Could have easily gone south, Kerbin being on the equator. The KSC being on the equator doesn't really matter. First stage. Oh, I have not. There we go. I'm going to throttle up now. Try to keep this going in the right direction. That was not great, but I think we got away with it. I think we survived. And I'm just wondering how much fuel we've lost because of those. We may... I didn't even look at what the ScanSat distances were. I think 500, but 250. Like I think it has to be fairly high, and I don't think I'm going to achieve that. Yeah, we're probably not going to. Well, we might. We might make this. We're only going to make a real. Look at that, exit atmo. Okay, beautiful. We're only going to make this just barely in orbit. Always adjust later if need be. So 80 kilometers. Those. Actually damage anything? Oh. Okay, so that out 600 only. Yeah, this is going to be really close. Yeah. We may have lost too much due to faffing about. Well. Given that our given that our delta V remaining is 500 and our burn is 600. Doesn't really matter what I do, that's not going to get better than that, so yeah, that's pretty much put the nail on the coffin. We'll send it anyway. And it'll burn up in the atmosphere over time, and we'll try again. Yeah, very short, so well, let's watch this burn up in the atmosphere, because surely such a thing can't survive. Turn off SAS and just let it glide in. But first, over the poles. I think all we need to do is add maybe a an extra tank, small tank on the bottom stage, an extra small tank on the large. An extra small tank on the upper stage will probably be sufficient. Don't need much. We need 100 meters of delta V. Like it's a couple hundred meters. Like it's minimal, the amount of delta V that we need. So just enjoy the show. Are you serious? How did that not burn up? Wow. Okay. Not much you can do except just spud in. Boom. It rippies. Anything survive? Well, here you go, the probe controller survived. Okay, so we'll leave the rubbish there. We'll just litter the planet with our rubbish. So this should be fairly quick. We'll just chuck an extra couple of tanks on there. Should have actually stats on that. Failed to reach orbit. Hercules 3. I think we can just pop that. So what extra calculation out of the moment? Yeah, 3.9, okay. Should have known that was going to be enough when I put the fairing on it. Dropped. There you go, and that, I mean, that's enough there. But that'll be ample. So we'll refly this mission. Time warp forward a few days, refly, and this should be good. One day 98. Only real rocket science was, you know, oh, it didn't make orbit, blew up. Let's just whack an extra fuel tank and launch it again. Don't think that's how it works in real life. Okay, so too much to do, so let's pop the candle. Now, did waste a lot of, well, I wasted some, I wouldn't say a lot, I don't think it was going to get to orbit anyway. I wasted some fuel on that first launch by not keeping an eye on my thrust to weight ratio. So we'll keep an eye on it this time. Down just a touch. See, there's the atmospheric efficiency is going up. I think that equates to essentially dynamic pressure in this instance, perhaps. When I get above a certain altitude, it will start to drop again. And again, we're going to go northwards, just because it's arbitrary north or south. Let's go north. Roll it down just a little bit more. You can see all the atmospheric pressure, atmospheric efficiency starting to drop as I would have passed through maximum max Q, I think it's called. Start taking a little bit of a turn now. Keep that stable for the time being. 2, 1, stage. Much better staging there, much more quicker, no somersaults. Curious to know where that's going to land. That's barely over the KSC. Like, that's looks honestly as though it's going to go backwards. Anywho, not to worry. So yeah, I'm probably going to pop out to the monolith and the island runway. I know there's a whole bunch of monoliths kicking about. I haven't found them all. I will probably plant a flag at all of them during this playthrough, because I think that would be a fun thing to do. Thrust to weight ratio 4, everything's looking quite good for this launch. Still don't have a huge amount of delta V though, but I am, 1,800, so yeah, we should be okay. We are pushing our apoapsis way out, so let's not do that anymore. I'm going to be quite annoyed if I don't get this right this launch. Don't get an orbit properly. Ooh, 20 meters per second, you've got to be kidding me. Let's ditch. Let's give it a minute until we're out of atmosphere, then we'll ditch those fairings. So the burn I've plotted is 131 meters per second. We've got 154 meters of delta V left, like just enough. Now at 60,000 meters. Probably could have saved a little bit by not getting the apoapsis so high. But yeah, this is certainly just an orbit. So we might actually time warp just a touch until we get out of the atmosphere, where I can release those fairings. A small burn, very short burn. Alright, so let's get rid of those fairings. That'll give us, that gave us like 8 meters of delta V, but why not? So, a couple of minutes until the burn. Let's deploy the antenna. Let's look at the ScanSat. Start scan. It says it's in the ideal. Data? Yeah, I don't have data for it yet. I mean, we'll let that do a scan. Toggle. It has an ore scanner. Log data. Let's transmit that. So let's toggle that. I don't want that left out there for the burn. Let's look at my altimetry map of Kerbin while we're waiting for the burn to come up. Should be that wonderful. That's the path that I'm going to go now. That's my inclination. 87, so it's not too bad. Too bad at all. Oh, a bit of my fairing. Other one there. Probably Jewel, Eve. So we might just line up for the maneuver node. And walk just a bit. You only really get one shot at this. It's because of the there we go. A whole 26 meters per second of delta V left. Shut down the engine. Let's look at the actual data that I've got. A magnetometer scan. I'm still waiting for that to be transmitted. Let's just line up that way. Now this is what I never understood with MechJeb. Does it allow me to flight recorder? Oh wow, kind of cool. So that's my boost, and then oh yeah, that'll be when I staged. Yeah, wow, that's kind of cool. Speed. It's kind of cool. Orbital speed. Yep. Oh, there's your interesting. That's my Q. Max Q. I was looking at angle of attack. Yep. So I was straight up, and then I started to turn. I went sideways for the second burn. Wow. Yeah, that all makes sense. That's kind of cool. Okay. So what I was hoping. Surface info scripting. I was looking, I think it's called Smart SAS. That allows you to hold, like it's a flight computer. Maybe it's a part I have to put on there separately. Might look at that, because having the ability to hold the craft with my ScanSat altimeter pointing down just for looks would be, you know, great. It just doesn't, that's all. It is cool though. Okay. Let's leave that out there. It's also an ore scanner, so we should be good now. Okay. Well, that is pretty. That's another successful launch. So I'll grab details for that. I have to come back and grab that science later. 28 seconds. Success, no Kerbals. 2. $22.602. 2268 meters. Okay, 4.4 G. Okay, so I think that would be a good place to leave this episode. Thank you for watching. I think next mission we'll probably try to improve that and get magnetometer scan from high orbit. But we'll have to just wait and see. We'll just have to wait and see how things pan out. We'll put some more boosters on something and send it to space. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.